DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo, Crypto Nation! It's another FA Friday coming at you guys.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
you got your favorite people over here. You got Gundy over there. You got Chris. You got myself, Nemesis. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Not sure where Mikhail's at. I'm figuring he's probably driving on his way back home, unless there's shenanigans at the mining facility.
Always,
Possibility.
always.
Definitely in the realm of possibility.
Hey, Tech Man. We are on Bitcoin Standard Time. 10-minute block intervals is a suggestion, not that it has to happen.
No matter how often I try to make it happen.
Right? I mean, there have been blocks that were found an hour after after the previous one, so it does happen.
It does.
And then there's ones where they block back to back. Those are the fun ones.
How did Doge Lord get California to leave the power on? I had nothing to do with that. Okay, I'll tell you right now. It had nothing to do with my OnlyFans. It had nothing to do with extreme discounts for congressmen and senators interested in my OnlyFans. Nothing like that.
No, yeah.
Man, if he turned on his OnlyFan in the house, he'd go broke tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. When you
Speaking of
told me
OnlyFans, the OnlyFan that I have in my the master bedroom, we had it for a couple years, and it finally freaking passed out and died. So I had to, buy a new one.
You
But
could
I
thank
didn't
California
want to
for
get one
that.
of those plastic ones because I hate the freaking plastic fans.
no,
Even if they're
no,
the big box fans, they're pieces of shit. So I got the metal one.
Yeah,
And it was just like, oh my gosh, the airflow on this motherfucker.
yeah.
Even on the low setting, it's higher than the
It's
Devcon
not-
plastic fan.
When it's not, blow molded plastic, it functions better.
Yeah. Which I tried telling the wife many
the
times.
ones from Home Depot, and they're like the 20-inch round ones.
Yeah, the $30 ones, not the cheapy ones.
Yeah, no. I spent about 50-ish on it.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, on low, it's like I could feel that from across the room.
Yes. That's the kind that I got. It was one that had like that triangle base.
Yeah.
Or you could hang it on the wall and then just like angle it.
No, I don't have a wall mount one. Mine's to go on the floor. It's for contractors. Working guys don't have the option to put it on the wall.
Well, I'm sure you can get clever with it if you really wanted to, but yeah, no.
That's up to the individual contractor to put like a pipe fitting onto it and clamp it down.
It's pretty much the setup that came with it. It's like, hey, here's a hook that clamps onto the base, and you can drill it and mount it onto the wall, and then just hang your fan on it.
Just OnlyFans though.
Yeah.
It's only a thing for fans, OnlyFans. I mean, unless you go to Feet Finder.
But now, since all of my stuff's been, my garden's all planted out, I'm done DCAing my time into my garden.
Nice.
My garden's now on just kickback mode outside.
Yeah.
Right, it's just every once in a while I'll go through water and weeds, so my time in the garden is gonna drop down, so that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah, which is gonna give me like time to start doing mining content again.
Did you get a haircut?
Hell yeah, brother! It's not shaved. Oh yeah, finished.
Oh, you left it. You left the ponytail.
I'm just like, you're looking kind of bald right there. What happened?
Oh
That's
yeah,
like a 19
it's the summer look, man. It's like I'm outside sweating my cojones off, and I'm like, yeah, that underbrush underneath the longer hair needs to go.
Yeah, see, that's why I just, like shortened the whole damn thing. You
Mm.
know?
You see, the problem that I have with that is if I have I remember the days of having short hair. You see, I don't have the ocean to kind of do some climate control for me where I'm at.
Oh, trust me, I don't either.
It
I'm in the fucking desert.
you see, you still have better off than me. You see, we get like 100 to 110 degrees out here, but you're in a desert. We deal with one extra thing: humidity from hell.
Oh yeah, 100%, baby.
So
Yeah.
you can sit there and sweat and feel the evaporation because you're in the desert. You say.
Oh, so
but
you're one of those
me-
people
but
that's
me-
saying at least it's a dry heat. No, it'll fucking freaking dehydrate you.
Oh no
just
no no
like a
no
dadgum freaking sauna will.
What, you see, whenever I was out in the desert, the one thing I liked about being in the desert was that when I sweat, it fucking does something. Out here, you sweat and your balls are swimming. Dude, everything is like clinging to you, dude. You're sweating. You feel the sweat bead go from the top of your head, and then you feel it hit your ankle.
Wait, you know what's better than that, man?
The sweat starts back here, goes down your back. You can just feel it. Then it goes down the back of your ass crack.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
dude.
tickles the balls and then drains down all the way to your freaking socks.
Yeah. And then
you
your
drive an
feet are
old bucket.
swimming, and then you got fucking swamp foot, dude. You take your fucking feet out of your boots.
And
at
it's
the end
not
of
just any swamp foot; it's ass crack swamp foot.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know it, dude. You're from the fucking military, dude. You've marched in some
Goldie's
miserable
dying
places.
over there.
You've marched in some miserable places where fucking
And if you have an old car like them and you sit in vinyl seats, it's even worse.
Hey man, my old truck has fucking AC.
I know, but those vinyl seats are fucking rough.
No, I have
bro.
cloth, dude. Mine's cloth. I do not like the pleather look.
Oh, it was really popular in the 80s, 90s.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got the cloth.
Dude,
It's-
these gaming chairs are freaking sweaty as fuck.
Oh, dude.
It's like, God
I am so glad that I went to this cloth, dude. Oh my god. No more of the racing bucket seats. I will never do that again.
I
This-
mean, the
Buckets.
racing bucket seat is better for the back. It's more comfortable.
Oh
but,
no. Oh no,
but-
no. I will 100% disagree. I will shut you down right there. Fucking a Herman Miller
I'm
chair.
talking about my own personal
I'm
experience.
telling
motherfucker. I
you,
don't give
you
a
need to
shit. I know that
experience-
there's going to be better chairs out there.
So-
I'm just saying, from what I have found, this is the best, but there is a downside, and it's sweaty as fucking hot weather.
Your ass needs to sit in a Herman Miller chair for an office. You see, chairs are not just rated for anything. They actually have the amount of hours that you can sit in that chair. So the chair you're sitting in that you purchased over there is about a 3 to 4 hour chair. That's why you get so swampy. It's like where you get swamp ats, that's where it's time to get up and walk away from the computer, stop looking at Bitcoin charts. Where this
But
chair,
I gotta stay on the.
I know,
the
you gotta
button.
trade
I
those
gotta
shit
stay on
coins,
the button. The second it hits, I gotta get it.
right?
I can't leave it.
Where this chair, it's not a Herman Miller chair. It's one of their competitors. Still just as fucking expensive as a Herman Miller chair.
believe
Cause
it.
like they're like $1,200 for a chair and up. But these chairs, like styles like this and the Herman Miller, or styles like the Herman Miller, There's cheaper ones that are options too, but there are little trade-offs on how janky they are.
Yeah.
But they like a chair like this is rated for 12 hours of comfortable sitting.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Especially with me doing all of
So
the
I mean, it's not
computer
like
work that I
I'm
do.
fucking sitting here for 12 hours, but an hour. If I'm sitting here for an hour in this chair, it's not bad. It does not like I don't get. It's nice breathable texture, the arm, but you know you got to pick and choose what you're gonna DCA into. It's like,
Yeah.
are you gonna DCA into your ass having comfort? Or are you going to be a true Bitcoiner and be on the air mattress on the floor fucking trading Bitcoin?
Yeah, I definitely DCA'd into this chair, but I do need to DCA into a better chair, considering like with the work that I'm doing right now.
Don't do the mesh bottoms. Those mesh bottoms. If you wear shorts at all, they'll pluck your hairs out.
That's not a problem if you shave your legs.
Whoa,
shave your balls,
this is not that kind of show, bro.
What up, bro? Squidward?
Oh, nasty.
I used to be a competitive swimmer.
Right. We're gonna stick with that.
Want to know proof? I beat out millions to be here.
Yeah, millions of girls, right?
No, millions of swimmers.
Millions of squirrels.
If ever you think that you're like a loser and
Millions
you're
of
not,
Yeah.
you don't amount to anything, just think, out of all the swimmers, you're the one that made it. So you're a winner there.
Right. You could suck at everything else.
Hey, no, that's not
You're
true.
gonna pass.
Did you hear? Did you hear that they recently came out and said that wasn't true? That it's not always the first swimmer that gets there gets in. The egg will postpone and wait for a better suitable sperm to let it come in.
I'm the strong one.
I mean, unless you just
And
brute
in that
force your
case,
way in
you're
there.
still the winner.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's more like the chosen one then, not the first one to the end wins.
Yeah, it's not that kind of show. That's not how you DCA into Bitcoin. I mean, at the end result's allowing us to fucking DCA into Bitcoin.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, we'll see. Have you heard all the FOMO about tomorrow yet?
No, what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow? One of the No Kings rallies and shit.
Oh yeah. We got the riots, the planned riots, but paid for by George Soros and a lot of the Democratic Party.
And
Yeah.
Neville.
I've seen. I can't tell you how many online posts I've seen of people posting people dropping cinder blocks off in like Austin, Texas, fucking Chicago, Illinois.
They just came out and said that they actually have.
They showed
Like,
it
dude,
on
budget
expenditure
for the DNC,
in
and
Chicago.
on the DNC budget expenditure, they
Bricks.
see pallets of bricks.
Yeah, it's like why?
It's fucking
Somebody's doing something.
What's going on, guys? I don't know.
And then we just got suckered into fucking coming to rescue Israel now.
Yeah, well, that was the plan all along.
So
but
is this World War III then?
enjoy the show, everyone.
Is,
Enjoy
is,
the show.
do we? Is this like what you would consider World War III? Because you got multiple countries at war.
Technically, World War IV. You know, but whatever.
No, this be World War III.
Are you sure?
Yep. You go from a like a Cold War to hot war. You know.
They didn't say World War III. They said global war on terrorism, and we had enough countries to qualify that campaign as a world war.
Yeah, but because we never openly declared war, that's why they keep. Oh no. Wasn't that it was just a conflict it was a war on terrorism, but it was not a specific country.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
mind that it lasted over 20 years.
Yeah.
Through what? 8 Middle Eastern countries. Dude, man,
It's
it's like,
craziness. I don't understand.
it was regime. It was a regime change in the Middle East. So we destabilized the Middle East, and we caused all the fuckery that's going on out there now.
Well, you got to play both sides, don't you? Isn't that how you win?
They didn't just go play both sides. They done fucked with all the local governments.
Good cop, bad cop, worst cop.
I mean, look at what we did in Ukraine. We fucked with that government. And now that it's like that country's going to get fucking wiped off the map.
Well, Putin.
Well, don't forget, even before that, we had, Omar Gaddafi. He wasn't giving anybody any problems, but when he said he was going to go to the gold standard, we nicked that shit in the bud and executed that motherfucker.
We didn't do it though.
Change the money? What?
we just so happened to pay some rebels, and they did something, but we didn't tell them to do it.
We only had a contract with them.
It's like, yeah. And if you'll buy that, you'll buy this Rolex watch.
Yeah. Made in China.
Handcrafted.
There's so much that's out there right now. It's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I saw a social media post earlier where someone said that they snuck into Costco, and they got around the person that was scanning cards and whatnot, and when they went inside to make their payment and they're asking for the membership card, they started throwing a fit, waving a dadgum Sam's Club flag, and then expected everything to be okay. And it's just like that. Gee, that sounds so relevant to today.
Ooh. What up, Sadie?
Let me throw frozen burger patties at the staff, and you need to let me be here and shop at Costco because I'm special. Yeah.
It's like I have been seeing on the social medias of people just the black community at this black fatigue. The black community is starting to get black fatigue over the freaking self-entitled pricks that are out there now.
People are actually waking up from being woke.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden they're figuring out that woke isn't exactly a good thing.
No.
Yeah. Well, being woke used to be different, and they changed it to something else. And then like,
well, yeah, it's when the Matrix first came out. That was when woke first came up, because you woke up from what the fuck was actually happening. You're like, holy shit, we really are in the Matrix. Nothing we see, nothing we consume is real. Mainstream media can't help but lie and push their narrative, regardless of the actual facts.
they make up their own facts, bro.
But if you're making it up, is it actually facts?
Of course it is.
You have to have a sprinkle of truth in order to have a lie work.
Yes, it has to be
Same thing with,
believable.
like,
So that's where the sprinkle of truth
superstitions,
comes
you know?
in.
Superstitions are superstitions for a reason, because they did happen. Supposedly to at least a few people.
That's it, Sadie. Read old books.
Right.
Yeah, the one I'm talking like 1880 and before.
Dude, one of my favorites
They started really burning them all.
One of my favorites is Atlas Shrugged. Like, no shit. Atlas Shrugged.
Ooh.
If you have not read it,
Sure.
but you see those "Who is John Galt" signs on the road, like every once in a while I'll drive by and you'll see like "Who's John Galt." Somebody's trying to wake people up. Very subtly. Oh, man.
But
do you remember V? Do you remember V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
I saw a post earlier this morning, and
Remember
they were playing the speech that he gave when he hacked the media broadcasts and the
Yeah.
whole speech he was giving, it was like, that's fucking all happening right the fuck now.
Yeah, they don't call Hollywood foreshadowing for no reason.
Well, the whole Hollywood foreshadowing is actually part of them telling you what the plan is, and then you just consenting to let it happen because
No,
you're
it's
so
not that you're
exposed to it.
consenting to let it happen.
They
They're
just
they're
have to let
letting
you
their
know what they're doing.
members they're letting their members know of
Well,
what
well,
part of the
here's
stage of the plan they're in.
okay, right. But here's the thing, okay? Not only that, but we all know that the government has secret societies, and we got shadow government and shit like that. Okay, Skull and Bones, whatever the fuck. Okay, but
Yale
in
University.
in occult circles, all right, in order to have things actually work, you need to tell people what the fuck you're going to do. And if they don't do anything about it, they've given you their consent. And so when they do it over and over and over and over again in Hollywood, like how many times do we have to have world-ending threats by freaking aliens or, half the population dies out? I mean, they're telling you what they're planning. And when we don't put up a fuss over it, we just, oh, a new strain of the bird flu's coming? Okay, well, let me go get my injections.
Shoot me up, baby.
Even though the statistical data from medical science journals
Govern me
states
harder.
that the range of ages, like starting from children, like babies, when they start getting their first sets of shots, like MMR, measles, mumps, rubella, yellow fever, all of the different shit you have to get to grow up, and before you can even go into school, the statistical data is showing that ever since people
That's
started
bullshit, though.
increasing how many people are getting shots, the rate of like Down syndrome, autism, freaking ADHD, all of those things skyrocket.
Hey, you don't have to get those to go to school, by the way. It's not required by law, any law.
Just like you don't actually have to let CPS talk to anybody.
No, I mean, people just think that you tell them one thing that
No, they show up
everyone
with the
does
sheriffs,
something.
and all of a sudden you think that all of a sudden they have some sort of power. It's like, no, you have zero jurisdiction, you have no warrant,
Yeah.
you're not an official
I didn't call
government
you.
entity. You're a private corporation, and you're responsible for so many children being taken from homes, getting lost in the foster care system, and disappearing. Can we say human trafficking? No. Fuck off, go away,
It's Gestapo
come
tactics.
back with a warrant.
Straight up Gestapos.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think is if World War III really does happen, what do you think Bitcoin will do?
I think Bitcoin.
I think it'll go
Would it be
up.
over?
One at a time.
I
One at a
think
time.
it'll
One at a time.
increase.
One at a time. Hold on.
Go, Gundy.
So it's not going to do anything, right? Until we move to a new monetary system. And in order for that to happen, we're going to have to get rid of the Federal Reserve. It's going to have to be gone. A lot of people say it's gone already. And we're just kind of like, using the SWIFT system still. But a lot of people say there's a parallel already doing all the transactions cryptographically. And we are already in a new system. We haven't told anybody yet. So I think until that happens, it's going to marinate. I mean, the price will be volatile up and down for sure, but like as far as parabolic rises, it won't happen until they flip the switch on the money. I'm talking about globally, like going back to gold, going back to silver. They say well, what I think is going to happen is they're going to put so much gold out in the market that it's going to be saturated with it, and then gold's going to plummet because there's going to be so much of it, and then silver is going to be the shining god that comes out and goes parabolic. So I don't know. I'm going to have Bitcoin and silver. That's what I'm doing.
All right, Chris.
So, in a scenario where we have a World War III, okay, I honestly don't think that it's going to get to a World War III, and here's why. One of the things that I think is going to happen is they're going to relabel it like they did the global war on terrorism, but also they're already planning with the alien invasion. They've been planning that since the 90s. Okay, no shit. They have been planning it since the 90s, and now all of a sudden we're having mainstream news media telling us that aliens are real.
Project
Okay, but one of the reasons why they're going to do it, they want to have a one world government that has like a one world currency sort of a thing. And what better way than to have some power out there that's worse than terrorism that will unite the whole human populace under one banner? Okay. Now, as far as what Bitcoin's going to do, I believe that the smart people are going to put holdings inside of Bitcoin, gold, and silver simply because nobody's going to trust any new fucking currency, especially if it's going to come from a one world government or even like BRICS. Like when we have all those countries putting together their own currency.
If they put it back,
all it takes is the Western Hemisphere to do the same damn thing, and now we only have like 2 to 3 currencies remaining. All right, people aren't going to trust it because so many people are going to be like, oh, they're going to track us. They're going to make sure oh, you've had your, you've had too much bacon this week. You're going to have to buy some lettuce. Never mind the fact that the lettuce is more expensive than the fucking, cans of Chef Boyardee. It's like, they want you sick. Hence, start your own fucking gardens, people. Get your own chickens.
They don't want you sick.
But as far as Bitcoin is concerned, I think Bitcoin's not going to give a fuck, but the smart people will put their money into an asset like Bitcoin, gold, or silver in order to prepare for whatever the fuck comes along. Whether it's World War III that comes first, or whether we have an alien invasion and they decide to make a one world government to combat the aliens.
All right, and so now you both of you gave me some food for thought on this one. So, if these aliens, as everybody say, exist, that they have come here, I think that if the aliens were smart enough to come over here, they've realized they're also smart enough to know that the human race as a whole is fucking retarded. And we're like the Truman Show to them, and they're just like watching us destroy ourselves. And
just like the Truman Show was in a dome. All right,
lights are falling. We're on a planet, and we seem to not be able to get too far away.
We had this amazing technology in the 60s and we could make it to the fucking moon, but now
hey, wait a minute. Now you're going into another
conspiracy. Technology is better than ever before, but we still can't get over 250,000 freaking feet in the air.
So now you're saying that now you're trying to bring in the other conspiracy theory that we actually made it to the moon.
It's a Hollywood production,
right? There's big controversies with all of that shit too, but so. Moving past the theatrics of the alien invasion shit, I think that if they were gonna come here, they've realized that we're gonna kill ourselves off, and they can just leave us the fuck alone. And then, once we're dead, there's
not gonna be an alien invasion. It's all gonna be fake. They've already been testing the dadgum lasers from fucking satellites, hence the blue lasers. Get a blue fucking roof, blue fucking car, whatever the fuck. All right, but also let's not forget that. Oh fuck! I just had it. Go on.
But it's like, so I mean, like getting away from that aspect, and just kind of focusing in on things that are a little bit more plausible, I
know where I was going with it.
All right.
Okay, so technology has gotten so good that we now can actually program drones. Like hundreds, thousands of drones to go up and create, picturesque, of the Virgin Mary right next to the Jesus statue in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, now don't forget we even have hologram technology. So they're going to like
Yeah,
look
they're
at
gonna make it look
remember
like everything's
Spider-Man?
blowing
Remember
up.
Spider-Man against Mysterio?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, hologram type shit.
Yep.
They're telling you
Oh, look, more
they're
Hollywood
gonna have fake
foreshadowing.
angels, fucking fake miracles, fake aliens, and
Yeah.
fucking oh,
So
the aliens are real because look, a laser just came down and blew shit up. No,
yeah,
it came from
I'm
the
not
fucking satellite,
like I
and they were
said,
testing it last year
I'm
and the year
not
before.
getting. I won't go down the rabbit hole of like all of that. Like, if you're gonna go down that rabbit hole, you might as well just take the fucking black pill and just start swallowing it daily, because you're gonna fucking like that's world's over basically.
And
And
that's why
Bitcoin, gold,
my
and
dream
silver
is
don't
to
mean
have a
shit.
plot of land and a
No.
nice house on
It's
like 10
guns and
acres,
bullets
20
at that
acres,
point.
and leave me the
I've
fuck
contemplated.
alone.
I've
You know,
contemplated this before a lot.
away from all of
But
it.
thinking of again things that are just a little bit more plausible, that if because we are rolling on that cusp of actually having a real World War III. So
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
and it's not that it's gonna happen. It might
It's
not.
almost
It might
100%.
not. I mean, it does. It
Dude.
does
Come on,
warrant
man.
more. The United, like for us to call our government to call it, they're gonna be like, hey, look, unless we declare war, right now we're helping an ally. So there's that. So we're gonna jockey on them for something that they have on their land. So we're getting something out of the deal for this. 100%.
Never go in for nothing.
Yeah, we're not going in blind on this one. I guarantee you there's a back play on this.
Yeah.
But
Jason Tiger Osborne, Japan does have Gundams, but they're not fully functional. They still can't fly and they can barely carry anybody, but they do move around.
and they're not like the big
no,
Gundams
this
that
just for
you've
show,
seen
bro.
on the shows. They're like
Gen 1 shit.
mechanized assistants. Like it's basically
Like it still needs a body. It's
right.
Yeah.
It's not what everybody thinks, So I wouldn't go saying that they're Gundam suits quite that.
Yeah. But going back to what I said earlier about technology from the 60s versus today, supposedly our technology is better today than ever before. Yet for some reason, we're saying the technology from the 60s was better because we actually made it to the moon. Come on, people, wake the fuck up.
I still don't think that we actually made it to the moon. There's no debris on the moon. Just gonna point it out there like that.
It looks like the desert.
So, but I'm gonna keeping it back into the realm of out of the conspiracy theory weeds. I'm fucking trying to be like just like it straight up. The circumstances that are going on today with geopolitical, global politics and shit like that, because all of this stuff affects Bitcoin directly, absolutely affects Bitcoin. So, and whenever it comes down to like Gundy, you're talking about, gold's gonna get flooded in the market.
That's how
Actually,
they're gonna crash
it's
fiat, bro.
not gonna really. I don't really see really doing that much, because people don't realize that there's a bunch of silver that gets dug up every year. Actually, more silver gets dug up than gold. That's some of the issues with silver.
Yeah, people.
Right
that's
now,
another
hold
thing I
on one
was
second. Hold on one
concerned
second.
with
From the currency standpoint, because I know that Trump was, if I'm not mistaken, Trump was saying he wanted to try to get back to the gold standard. I don't know if it's actually going to fucking happen, but he was saying he's going to try.
The only way to do it is you have to get rid of
he's not going to be able to do a gold standard.
Not done.
There's
not
no
done.
way.
Now, while I agree, he's probably not going to ever fucking happen. But if it were to happen, gold really isn't that rare of a natural resource. Just like diamonds aren't rare, and neither is fucking silver. Okay. No. So once they, if it does go to the gold standard, they're going to increase freaking gold harvesting.
Yeah, but do you realize what the number one currency still, the oldest currency still used today?
Copper?
Seashells?
No, I said still used today.
Yeah, of course.
Salt
That's
is
how we
the
live.
most precious resource
gotta-
known to man.
We don't have salt. We ain't gonna live
Right.
Well, yeah, if you don't have salt, you're fucking dead.
Yep.
in.
Salt's
No,
the
like
body
seriously,
of
Why
okay?
life.
salt, bro?
Think about this, okay? You know how doctors are saying, "Oh, you have a high blood pressure. You need to decrease the amount of fats you're taking in, and you need to decrease your salt." Well, guess what? You start, having a heart attack or some shit like that, or you have it going into a diabetic fucking coma or some shit. Somebody calls 911. Guess what the fuck the ambulance is gonna give you first thing? A
Pumping full
fucking
of-
IV pumped full of fucking salt.
Salts and electrolytes.
That was the biggest
whole
one,
the
dude.
banana bag.
The whole cholesterol medicine crap like they put everybody on now.
The statins shit.
This shit's just like starving
Fucking
your
poison.
fucking brain.
It's fucking
Like,
poison.
you're all gonna end up
All it
retarded.
is.
The fats and sugars are starving your, the lack of
It's
fats and
not
sugars are
medical
starving
advice,
your
guys.
brain.
I have to put that out there
And
for YouTube.
the salts, like not just sodium chloride, but potassium chloride. So like the natural salts that you can get in like, coconut water or V8 juice, fucking V8 juice, fucking body armor. Like
Okay.
potassium chloride, you can actually still get it, as a salt alternative.
You want
Okay.
a good salt,
it's-
everybody.
Hold on.
Check out Redmond's Real Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, or sea salt, but here's the thing. Salt is absolutely essential for the human body to function. You start having cramps, like in your leg or some shit. All right. What the fuck do you think about? Oh, I should eat some bananas. Why? Because it has potassium in it. Oh, well, if the muscles are cramping up, okay, and you're sweating out too much fucking salt, you have some freaking Gatorade or some fucking shit, something with fucking salt in it. That way you don't have to get an IV with salt in it.
Right.
But holy shit,
Yeah.
you know which salt is more important for your fucking heart? The potassium chloride. Why? Because it's this muscle that never fucking stops. So if you get a leg cramp, all of a sudden it just gets rock hard and you're like, oh shit. Stretch that shit out. Do you want your heart to fucking cramp up too?
I'm gonna sit there and say it like this. Nobody, and this is not fine. This is not medical advice in any way, shape, or form. Health advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm telling you what I have noticed with myself since I've gone and started
This is your
eating
personal experience that you're sharing with the rest of us.
Right. So I have noticed that since I have gone onto my bodybuilding journey, kind of the beginning of it, and started going more organically growing, more organic eating, you get all of those salts through things you fucking eat. If it is lacking the minerals, that is showing that either A, you are eating junk, or B, the soil you're growing in is lacking nutrients, which means that your ground that you're growing your food in is fucked up, which is everything that you can get at the store. Everything at the store
Supermarket,
is all being grown out of ground that is fucked up.
Oh, not only that,
stripped of all
even if you go to the
nutrients.
grocery store and you decide to get organic,
It's-
produce, now
It's a bullshit
They-
labeling.
it's a bullshit labeling now, especially since Bill Gates got his
they
dadgum freaking
commercialized-
coding
They
approval.
commercialized all of that. So even if you see
Oh.
organic certification on there, Omni certification, you can fucking buy all that stuff.
Yeah, of course you can.
Well,
You
let's
always
not
have-
forget
you
the
always
fact
could.
that when they spray this wax coating or whatever the fuck it is,
Appeal.
okay,
It's called appeal.
not just appeal. There's another one that came out recently. All right, specifically for organic foods, and it was pushed by Bill Gates, and he got
Yeah.
it approved.
Anything
Okay.
from that guy is toxic, so just
yeah.
don't do it.
Like all of that shit. Okay,
Uh,
the appeal, I believe it's made from like the shells of like fucking cockroaches, like the oils and waxes and shit like that.
Yep.
It's the oils from fucking cockroaches.
well, that's like the folic acid, You know what that does to bugs? His gut.
Well, some of that'll
it
get
makes them
that.
explode.
Some of that stuff's gonna get banned out from RFK Jr.
Hopefully,
I'll
dude.
guarantee you that right
I'm
now.
Well,
tired of
if
I'm
if,
tired
if
of
what he
Americans
does
getting
is
leaky gut
successful,
from fucking eating food. Like
if
fuck
what he does
this.
is successful, look at
He
Elon Musk right
doesn't.
now
He
and
doesn't go
Doge.
through congressional oversight for what he needs to do.
Right,
So
but
he's got
look at
less
what Doge is doing,
legislation.
okay?
No, 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 no,
Doge
no, no,
found
no.
all of this corruption. Hold on, just let
Doge
me
is
finish.
different.
Doge found all this corruption, but yet they have not saved a single penny because congressional, Senate, fucking all the different
Right,
shit.
it's different.
They're not letting
you're-
the cuts happen.
You're comparing apples to oranges here.
I'm just saying if he's successful. I didn't say anything
No,
about what he had to go through.
funny-
I'm talking. What you just did was apples to oranges comparison. So Doge is an Obama era program that got relabeled.
Yes.
Where what RFK Jr. is doing is he's oversight on the health side. He is the last buck. So he can snap and do something far better and quicker than Trump making the same move. Or, that's why, like Pete Hegseth, he took a control over the military and said, nope, there's two genders. You want to fucking do this stuff and you're out of uniform, we're going to discharge you.
Oh, speaking of doing shit in your fucking uniform, you see the one about that girl in the army uniform protesting and shit like that? This bitch, she actually got out of the
military. Yeah,
she got out of the military 5 years ago.
Yeah,
and she put her uniform back on just to make a fucking statement.
Yeah,
and
That's
it is
terrible,
actually
dude.
part of your, it's in your contract and part of the oath. The
Disgraceful.
You can't wear that shit to protest.
no.
Period. That's not court martial. That's like automatic fucking jail time. Like
Yep.
fucking treason almost.
Yep, because like you're trying to represent the United States, and it's like that's not how that works.
That's like,
And she
putting a
doesn't. She
Wendy's
must not read
uniform on.
that fine
Going to
little
work at
print in
Burger
there
King.
too. That's like that she can be. She'll get a phone call from her commanding officer.
Well, one of her. It won't be her commanding officer because she's already out, but it'll be somebody that possibly Jag. Jag might go after her ass.
I hope so. I absolutely hope so.
Techman says at the doctor today, and Form said gender at birth. I scratched that out, so it just said gender. My man.
Well, you know that sending
But-
these people their passports again.
But like I was, saying, like I don't see anything really happening to the gold pricing. I think that the price of gold, as more conflict has been going on, the gold price will go up. If Trump tries to put us onto a gold-ish style program, I would say the closest he'll be able to do is like the old Bretton Woods system that we used to be on until 1971. So that'd be the closest, and I think that would actually push the price of gold and silver up. But silver's price is easily manipulated because of the fact that nobody mines silver. It's actually a misconception that people actually mine silver. It's a byproduct of them trying to find copper.
Mine or other metals, yeah.
No, it's copper. It
copper?
all comes out of copper mines. And
Okay.
they are straight up fucking copper mines, and they'll hit little mini veins of fucking silver with the copper. So it's like when silver's up, the copper mines sell fucking silver. Otherwise, they sit on a fucking boatload of fucking silver because it's junk. It has no fucking real value. That's
shorted
why
the market.
That's
into
why the
nothing.
price hasn't. If you notice that the price has never hit its all-time highs from what was it, the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around there. Silver hit its all-time high where it was trading at $50 an ounce. We haven't seen that because the market is easily flooded. If the price starts going up too fast, the copper mines will start relinquishing their silver, and that's what'll cause the price to drop. So the gold people, they sell the guys that are mining the gold, they sell on the open market immediately for their costs. They're barely above. They're making a lot of money, but over the cost of the business, the individual workers are making a lot of money, but the companies themselves don't make a lot of money. They make enough.
It's a rough business, bro. Gold mining is not cheap.
So
Sadie says, Sadie has a lot of Minecraft silver refinement experience.
Crafting.
Right. It's like, so
By the way, guys, smash that like button.
I
We
think
got
that
12
with
people
the,
watching and 5 likes.
right. I think that with the, if we are actually, impending on the cusp of a real World War III where we actually declare war, I think that's where it really, because like right now, like, yeah, you can call it a world war right now because we have 4 countries at war right now. 4 or more countries at war declare. I think is where the cusp is of what they consider a World War III. But from the American history books, we have to get involved before we declare a World War III on our side. Everything else is just a conflict. Is what we've been doing for the last 40 years is a conflict. And so I think that, it's like if we declare war, it will be reissuing war bonds, which is basically we're going to be fucking money printing galore. And I think that that's going to fucking cause people to panic. So you'll have, it's like, I don't think Michael Saylor or what's the guy, the CEO of Strike, Jack Mallard, or I think his name is, but the CEO of Strike and MicroStrategy, I don't think they can buy enough Bitcoin to keep the price up if everybody panics because they think that the economy is about to fucking crash. They're gonna put it into things that and it's like, and I see it in the short term. If we actually do a World War III where we declare war, right? I'm thinking of it from that perspective at this point. So I think that, people will, if we declare war, people will pull their money out of Bitcoin and they will start running towards the exit, which will be gold and silver. And they're not going to be able to get enough gold and silver out to the people. So if you ain't already stacking and World War III actually kicks, you're behind the 8 ball and it hasn't even started yet. Fucking, and I'm not trying to fucking fear monger people into fucking, oh, you gotta buy as much of, no. It's like, it's best to have the safety net just in case shit hits the fan.
Kind of like a fire hydrant in a fire.
I know, having a fire extinguisher in the house.
A gun during a home invasion.
Right. It's like you're like, God forbid if I ever have to fucking use it. But thank God it was there if I had to. So exactly. Buy Bitcoin, buy the cost, and hodl that shoot. It's like, so
awesome.
It's like I think that we've got to, look at it from the perspective of if we declare war, how many countries are going to sever the network? Now, we do know there are satellites out there that are designated for Bitcoin.
You mean weather balloons? I mean satellite?
Yeah, actual satellites that are designated for Bitcoin.
Okay.
There's one that I know of. So you're going to be basically waiting every 24 fucking hours to be able to upload to the fucking blockchain, and or get your nodes and miners to actually refresh the blockchain. Ooh. And you're going to see, like, if that actually happened, the Bitcoin network, I don't know if it can fucking solve for the the communication side of keeping the network current without having split chains. Now I do know, over time it will fix itself. But if there's not enough
I know.
communication
The
between all the
bottlenecks, though.
nodes,
Yeah, the
then
bottlenecks.
you're fucked. So
Hmm.
Bitcoin crashes. It has no more fucking usability other than local.
But here's the thing: if Bitcoin crashes because the network's gone down, that means we also probably don't have satellites or cell phones or computer
No, no,
internet.
no, no. It's not that. Like, instead of a blockchain that's updating, let's say every 10 minutes to an hour, it's now updating only
Once a
every
day.
24 hours. It's
Yeah.
updating on you.
Like midnight, you'd
The
have to
fucking
it's just like the
chain, I
banks.
don't know if the chain can handle that.
It's just like the banks.
Well,
Your
that's
your
provided
account
the only
updates at
source
midnight.
of being able to update is that one satellite.
I'm saying, like,
Okay.
what if it
But
you sever the internet to a couple of countries, which that would be a tactic that we've already seen, but that's used.
Yeah, new warfare.
Right? You're going to go after a technological endpoint and you're going to sever it. So now you're dealing with being able to either do the old military message in a bottle, which I know, Chris, you're very familiar with that one. And
Morse code
and you're probably surprised that I even know about it.
and the Sear School communication.
Right. Yeah, and then you got line of sight satellites. It's like how is the blockchain gonna fucking handle that? I would be prepared if World War III was looming. I would be preparing for fucking the internet being non-existent and Bitcoin not being there. That is not my priority anymore. Guns and
Nope.
bullets are more in priority at that point.
I mean, let's be honest. If COVID's told us anything,
We're not
we
going to
probably
see
already
war
laced up.
here.
We're already laced up on bullets and ammo. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to see war here.
No,
there
we have like
people
over 144 million
I don't
guns in the country and over 2 trillion rounds of ammo.
Right.
If there was going to be a war here, there's a bunch of rednecks I know that would be
It would be
jumping
right.
up down for joy.
There has been Russian intel people that have gone, oh, we have every contingency for your military. Your military is not an issue. He's like, the reason why we don't send troops over had ever thought of it is that we can't have the contingency of the people. Your Second Amendment keeps everybody out. Because if you don't have the guns, I guarantee your neighbor has a couple extra.
Yeah, we'd be arming ourselves.
It's like fucking what is it? They're saying like there's if on an average seven firearms per household.
There's a handgun created every minute in the United States. A handgun a minute.
And think about it, if the Democrats destroy that, now we destroy our personal sovereignty. And now we will relive what they did whenever the United States decided for World War I, they repatriated gold.
Yeah.
And if nobody understands what repatriation of gold looks like, you're gonna like some of you guys, you're talking your great grandparents would know, maybe your grandparents, if depending on their age.
What, they call it all back in?
Some of your guys' grandparents are not going to be old enough. My grandparents were.
It used to be a felony?
They're passed away.
Was it a felony to own gold back then? Like at that?
Yeah, they made it illegal to actually. They forced everybody to convert
people
gold.
were
It's illegal to own gold.
Melting their own shit
That's
down
where
and
the
storing it,
currency
like,
that
burying it in their backyard.
and
I wonder
that's
how much
and that's
gold
where
is
the
actually buried in a
currency
lot of
came
people's
from.
backyards they don't know about.
Oh yeah, tons of it. But that's where currency comes from. Original currency said payable by, it was a gold note is what it started off at. It was a promissory note of gold. And then in 1971, when Nixon shut the gold window down,
yeah, that's right.
He turned all those promissory notes to fucking toilet paper.
Pretty much, wipe your ass with them. That's all they're good for.
So we're If we, it's like there's no way that the government can sit there and print money. We saw what happened when a government prints money for war, because war is expensive.
Yes, it is.
Bitcoin shows that you cannot wage war on the Bitcoin standard. It cannot happen. Germany fucked around and found out. What happened after World War II? The fucking the German mark crashed, and it didn't happen overnight. It was 6 months later. The entire economy collapsed, and it was because the people were saving money during the war, stuffing it underneath their mattress, and now that the war was over, they felt comfortable with spending money, and they had extra money, and they were like, "Oh, look, I can finally buy this. I've been wanting to get this for the house, or needed a new car, whatever." And the acceleration of money coming out of hiding, and then all of a sudden, a bushel of apples went from 50 cents to $50.
Mm-hmm. We'll experience that in this country.
But again, we can see it in
And
Venezuela.
$10, yes.
Venezuela has added so many zeros to the currency that a whole chicken is $1 million.
That's like the Zimbabwe. Don't they have like $500 million bills?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude.
Oh yeah, $500 coins, all that. It's like fucking fun. Like, did you go to the Monopoly game and fucking buy a couple of sets and start handing it all out?
Yeah.
But it's like I think that if in a true World War III setting, I don't think that Bitcoin really could survive. I don't know if there's enough infrastructure for Bitcoin to survive.
Well, it only takes one node to keep it alive. You know what I mean?
This is true. One node, one miner. This is 100% true. Now, the
it would
thing
go
is, like,
underground.
you will have
localized,
competing
sure.
chains in
It would
each
be on
country.
lands, not WANs.
Well, you'll have competing chains in each country that doesn't communicate with each other right away.
I know, and then you'd have big, huge variations in price.
Oh yeah.
You know, what would happen when you finally link them all back
And
together?
it's like, I wouldn't even care about the price swing on there. It's the remittances behind it. How is it going to how can you ensure that you have a valid blockchain?
Yeah. Like if they make the world go dark,
Right.
what comes back up? Who knows? What happens to Web3? Is it gone then?
Anything that's basically needing that communication throughput is dead.
Yeah. I mean, the cloud is just somebody else's computer, let's be honest.
Right. So I mean, people just don't realize this. It's like it's like I'm not trying to be doom and gloom and black pill either. It's just like, okay,
I mean, that's
be
how dark it can
realistic
get, though.
that in
Seriously.
this type of a scenario, you can't count on Bitcoin for nothing.
It's just like 20 years ago, if you forgot your cell phone at your house, it was like, whatever, who cares? I'll get it later. Nowadays, you leave your phone without your cell phone. That's like your whole fucking life. We've put our whole fucking lives on these goddamn cell phones. And if you don't have it, you get screwed out of everything.
Right.
Banking apps, just everything. They put everything on there. They made it a necessity. And I think that's what they're going to do with AI. They're going to make it so good and so easy that it's going to be a necessity. And we're just going to have to
also
implement
on that cusp of a civil war. It's like, does any country need to sit there and even fuck with us? They'll just sit there and wait for us to kill ourselves off. And then they come and attack what's left, because it's like, oh, half the people are fucking there.
They might still have the same number of guns, but there's only half the population now.
Right.
More guns for me.
Oh man, I heard somebody talking about, this is a side note or whatever, but like the whole thing about lying to you about what they're feeding us and stuff. McDonald's was what was the jingle? All beef patty, special sauce, blah 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 blah. How can they say it's an all beef patty when that's not the case?
It was at one point.
No, that's the wrong answer. The right answer is McDonald's had a company that made their patties. Guess what it was called?
Hmm.
All beef. And that's how they get around feeding you whatever the fuck they want to feed you. Because they're not lying when they say all beef patty. Because the company All Beef made your fucking patty. So
That
It's
is-
yeah,
like
that is
all
one
it's
way
like
of
all
getting
the
around
Trump
it.
businesses that everybody claims that was all failed, and
Yeah.
people don't realize that they weren't failed. Not like a very small percentage of his businesses actually failed. If you look at it, you go to a Trump hotel, you're eating Trump steaks, drinking Trump water.
yeah, everything
Everything is fucking owned by him.
from the T.
Every company still survived. Sure, he had a couple of fucking flops. What
I mean,
millionaire
who doesn't?
doesn't?
Who doesn't? Those are people who grind, who put out businesses, who go on ventures. Like they know, like a lot of shit fails. That's the whole thing. You got to get off your ass and go do it again, you know. But
Yep.
you know, not everything is gonna, you know, not everything you do in life is gonna be successful. Let's just put it that.
Sadie said all beef, AWL beef.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I think it's time for a friggin' announcement. It's already
Okay, man.
8:22 my time.
Woo.
Let's get some FAs in that chat.
Standing.
Yeah.
Right. We are definitely at that 1 hour mark. Holy cow. Sitting there talking about conspiracy theories over
Time
here.
flies, buddy. Time flies.
It's FA
So-
Friday. It's
I'm
fuck
gonna
around and
let you guys
find out
know
Friday.
right now. I decided to make a small, little, itty bitty change in our title today.
Yeah, what's that?
So I took all the other stuff out of there, DCA live stream out of there, and I just made a title.
Yeah.
So what will Bitcoin do if World War III happens?
You know how many
Yeah.
views we've had so far?
A lot.
We got 10 watching now.
We had 101 people pop on at some point.
I don't think
Are you serious?
I don't think anybody else is stupid, man.
I'm like, I'm fucking doing the title like I do it because I get lots of views. It worked.
Let's run with it. Let's run with it. Ladies and gentlemen, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Mm. Mm. Boom shakalaka.
The biggest conspiracy theory: who is Red Panda?
Yeah,
Red Panda's a
these would
bot,
be
man.
there are some insiders, and I may or may not be one of them. Who knows who he is?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe you've met him one time. You don't even know.
I haven't met him in person, no, but I know who he is.
Yeah, he's a guy.
And
Lives in Connecticut.
yeah, he's in Canada, and he is of the Asian persuasion.
And he is not Satoshi.
No. He's definitely not a Satoshi.
All right. So what is happening tomorrow, Brian?
I don't know what's going on with Mikkel because I haven't
knows?
spoke to him, so I have no idea on that front.
The man's working. We can't fault
that
him
guy's
for
on
that.
his own time.
Like he had a whole facility shut down on him, so I have no idea what the fuck's going on with him. He's been sporadic lately. So
How long does it take to reset 10,000 ASICs?
he had a transformer went out.
Yeah, I know.
He had main power failure. That's no bueno. So he has like millions of dollars worth of equipment go offline.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. Nope. Nope.
But we should have Serpent X in the morning. We should have Rabid Mining. We should have Red Panda. Depending on if Mikkel shows up or not, depends on if we end up going live tomorrow night.
Mm.
If you see someone coughing and holding duck eggs, it's probably red panda.
uh,
Too funny.
Awesome.
Too funny. So yeah, so not too much going on for tomorrow other than that. So I mean it'll be most of your normal Saturday morning lineup. So shout outs to everybody that's going live tomorrow. Depending on how my day is, depends on if I go live myself maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how what's going on, because like it's usually the weekend and it's time for me to spend time with the Wi-Fi to get some weekend chores going on. So if we ain't got nothing going on, I could definitely spare an hour's worth of time.
maybe.
Maybe. Let everybody know what the hell I've been going up to on my channel. So,
All right. Excellent.
with that being said, guys,
He says more NEM live needed.
I know. I've been fucking slacking because of my garden. So a garden, and then the few times I was wanting to go live, I had a customer come by. So making money was a little bit more important.
Yeah, you got to eat and stuff. Yeah.
Right. I may want to masticate every once in a while.
That's right.
Get your mind out of the gutter, everybody. It's Latin for eating, okay? Masticating.
Yeah, masticate.
Jeez.
Fudge.
Sickos.
Savages. People who watch this crap are savages.
Right. God. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. And with that being said, peace out, stay savage. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. Yo.
Oh yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Like what he said.